Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Gosh, I hope you're having a great day. And whether you had good dreams or bad dreams last night, let's take things to another level. All right, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this show. It does help out a lot. Let me know what you're thinking about the stories we spit on today in the comments down below. And of course, what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. We're rolling right into it and doing some sweet myth busting today that I think will blow your mind. But first, Mario Party Superstar has got an update. DLC. No. Well, it's an update 1.1.1, and we were looking to see if they would add anything substantial or at least prep the waters for a future DLC pack. I think of any of the recent Nintendo releases, this is the one that deserves and should easily have DLC more than any of the others. But update 1.1.1, released last night, is just one that fixes issues about progressing when viewing minigame rankings in the data house, changes to a game feature where a session is immediately ended when pressing B while in the village square after joining players via the... these are very specific situations, okay? It also fixes issues in minigames when it does not end properly for ice rink risk, dizzy dancing, catch you later, or cheap sheep chase, fixed an issue in the stick and spin minigame, and fixed other issues, but it's not fixing, to me, the biggest issue, which is that there's only 5 boards. 5 boards is healthy, but for a game that's selling so well and does cost $60, I think we could get more. And there's a humongous library of boards to pick from. It's like my board game shelf just overflowing with good cardboard goodness, and Mario Party Superstars deserve DLC. Let me know if you think it should, and if you have a favorite board you'd wish for, let me know which one that is in the comments down below. For me, they got Horrorland, so I'm happy, but I'd always take more. Another quick hitter, Nintendo responded officially about the Wii and DSi eShops that are down still. But they say nothing to worry about, it is just undergoing maintenance and they'll provide an update at a later date. So the fear of the walls come tumbling down, I guess, can be put on hold for now, but preservation is still a problem for Nintendo. With all the eShops shuttering and only available for re-download, you wonder why this company doesn't value their history as much as its fans do. And I really hope that they can eventually, somehow, whether it's this generation or next, build a true nostalgic catalog that pays tribute to all the different consoles. A virtual console that actually includes it all and has an easy way, even if it's for pay, for fans to access all of this Nintendo nostalgia. Because right now, they're not doing the best job, and things like this, where the Wii Shop channel and DSi shop are just kaputs, it's scary, and it shows that at any moment, Nintendo could flip the switch and say goodbye to a forgotten era. But nobody's gonna forget Kirby. No, because Kirby and the Forgotten Land, no. Kirby and the Remembered Land, because this one is reviewing like butter. And I'm talking about ooey gooey goodness straight up in your chocolate chip cookie, 85 on Metacritic, but that doesn't tell the full story. This Kirby game is getting a ton of 9s, even as high as 9.5 out of 10s, because the game is so darn charming. They did it. They found a way to deliver a Mario 3D World-esque experience with Kirby, busting open a 3D world for the Pink Puff, and the only issue really is the difficulty. Every review seems to comment on how this is a relaxed adventure, but I don't even know if that's a terrible thing, right? It's fine to have a game that's welcoming, inviting, as long as the creativity and fun are there. And many reviews comment on this gameplay loop that is super fulfilling, where you play a level, and then you pop out of the level, you use your currency to upgrade your gear, you want more upgrades, then you have to go back and find more hidden Waddle Dees, because this time around, instead of like hidden green stars or special coins, it's the Waddle Dees that are based on different challenges within the levels. Some of them are simple, like just explore everywhere, but then some are like, ooh, don't fall off of this winding path, or make sure you knock down every enemy as you do the flying segment. There's a lot of really interesting ones that are going to require multiple level playthroughs, and it seems like this game is just bursting at the seams with Mario level creativity. And we talked about it yesterday that, hey, if HAL Laboratories can become another like Mario quality studio, that is good for Nintendo and great for us fans. Because that means every generation, instead of just waiting for one big 3D Mario game, we now got these guys to look forward to. And Kirby will never be at the same caliber as Mario, but this is the closest it's ever been. Like, doggone it, very, very close. Minus some of the platforming perfection, it's almost there. And they talk about how the levels are just so crazy and inventive, and every world has a different theme, and there's a lot of grit and just interesting, cute Kirby, but then like crazy, dusty town, and they did it, my friends. They really delivered an awesome Kirby game with brilliantly designed stages, a boatload of exploration, not a lot of difficulty, but a gameplay loop that's so engaging and just hooks you, it don't matter. Not every game has to beat you over the head with boss battles that you cannot overcome. And it sounds like Kirby is going to keep you interested because it's fun. Nintendo knows that games, the point is fun. Yes, competition, yes, pride, yes, grueling long hours and late night raids are all a part of our current video game culture. But at the end of the day, the point of these little knickknacks was to have a good time. And it sounds like Kirby in the Forgotten Land is the perfect time. I am beyond excited, my friends. I cannot wait to share my experience with you, so stay tuned for that soon. I'm gonna play this thing as soon as I can, get all the way through, and go for all the Waddle Dees. I wonder what the unlocks are at the end. They didn't really talk. It sounds like they weren't allowed to mention anything past World 5 in their reviews, so what lasts towards the end of the game, we will have to wait and see. But Kirby, you did it. All right, we're kicking off this new thing where I briefly mentioned an upcoming Switch game that has a wild and crazy trailer. All right, so we're gonna talk for 10 seconds about bare butt boxing. Bare butt boxing, say it again. I don't know if this sits well with me, because they're sitting with a bare butt. That's just grimy and gross. Anyways, bare butt boxing coming out in 2023, one of the weirdest titles ever and definitely inappropriate, but it looks like it could be kind of fun. What's really fun is knowing that you got the main man of gaming. Shigeru Miyamoto is an absolute legend. The dude has made some of the best video games of all time. He's the creator of Mario, and he's the owner of one of the most famous quotes that continues to be used on Twitter and elsewhere today. That quote is right here. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. I'm sure you've heard that thrown around with all the recent delays. Games are getting pushed years out and they're like, yo, take your time. Oops, it gets pushed back 2 more months. Oh, take your time. Remember what Miyamoto said. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad. Well, guess what, friends and fans of Nintendo? It looks like Mr. Miyamoto never said that. One of the iconic quotes of gaming is completely a myth. This is pretty insane to me because I think this is one of the most popular, well-known quotes in our entire hobby, our entire industry. And thanks to the sleuthing work of Javed Sturrat, we've uncovered that no, Miyamoto actually never said this. Javed put out this thing about like, I'll give $100 to anyone that can find the actual source of Miyamoto's quote. Nobody can do it. In fact, they found other mentions of this quote, and it seems like people along the way just sort of thought Miyamoto said this and grouped it in with him and gave him attribution. No. So here's what's actually going on, all right? This was said back in Game Fan magazine, June 1998, by Jason Schreiber at GT Interactive about the game Unreal. And he was a senior producer and he said, a good game is only late until it ships, a bad game is bad forever. Now that's not the exact quote, but it's quite similar. Going back a little further, in 1997, this quote was found in GamePro magazine where it was described as an industry catchphrase, just something developers and people say about games when they need a bit more time and they want to ensure themselves that it's the right choice. This is not one man's words. Now you might be wondering, where's the Nintendo connection in all of this? How did it go from GamePro and Jason Schreiber to Shigeru Miyamoto? Well, in Edge magazine, also in 1998, they talked about looking at Zelda Ocarina of Time. And they were at Nintendo's development house, and there was a poster on the wall there that said, a late game is only late until it ships, a bad game is bad until the end of time. And so taking all of these stories together, this is where it originated. One of the most iconic things is not even real. Well, I mean, it's real, but it's not really attributed to Shigeru Miyamoto, and so I guess we can't really say that he said that anymore. I mean, the quote still applies and it still holds very true that, hey, take your time and a game will eventually, hopefully be good, and if you rush it, then man, you've signed, sealed, and delivered your fate to whatever the current state. But it's just weird to me that this is a Nintendo mainstay and something that everyone talks about, fans, industry, developers, journalists, and it was never uttered by the main man himself. I'm surprised he didn't come out and be like, I didn't say it. But then again, why would he? And now I just wonder, what does Miyamoto actually think about game delays? Perhaps he's like, no, bring Mario to the masses as fast as you can. More likely he just appreciates it as well. It is an industry catchphrase for a reason. I think everyone understands this concept, but now you know. The myth has been busted. We're doing hard work here at SwitchForce, and you can share this anecdote with your friends, family. When the next time a game's delayed and someone says, Miyamoto, you can be like, no, it's from GameFan, GamePro, or a random poster in the Ocarina of Time development houses. Boom. All right, my friends, with Kirby just a couple of days away, last night's poll was all about copy abilities. And if you could get one, which one would you take? Now make sure to check out our community tab each and every weekday evening. Sometimes YouTube doesn't notify people. I'm posting 2 videos a day. I'm posting a community poll every evening. Check them out, turn that bell on, subscribe, and then search it out if you need to, because sometimes YouTube doesn't do its job. But our job right now is to look at fire, ice, wheel, hammer, or mouthful mode, and it is clear that the newest innovation in the Kirby world is the best. Mouthful mode, you could suck something up and become it, overtake it, usurp it, become a vending machine, become a car, become a ring. I don't know, maybe I'd become a computer and make my upload speed go faster. 24% did pick fire, and let me tell you, it's tempting, especially after you see the firepower in Forgotten Land. 16% picked ice. That one could be cool. You could be skating around, dancing, although a little chilly willy. 8% picked wheel for some speed, and 6% picked hammer for some bashing action. I like all of these, and I hope I like the Kirby game as much as the reviewers. We'll find out soon, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there and have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive, and try to do something nice for another person. The more love and goodness we can bring into the world, it just grows exponentially. What you put out comes back. I really believe that. So until next time, I love you a lot. Thanks again. SwitchForce out.